Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, Auxly traders and investors. It's Rod with POW Group, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Wednesday, July 16th. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to discuss Auxly. There's a massive buy signal. We're going to discuss that. We're going to bring up the XLY chart. We'll take a look at the technicals and what to expect in terms of price action in the days, weeks, months ahead. And getting a lot of questions. Is it time to back up the truck? I actually gave a warning signal that we could see a drop down to around 12 cents, maybe even 9 cents, and we hit pretty much right in the middle of that. So we'll take a look at all that and more. Full disclosure, I do own the stock, and you should not buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. This is for entertainment purposes only and not financial advice. Also, before we get started, make sure to smash like, subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff, and you'll be notified on any future content that I post or whenever I go live. You can also follow us over on X, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPOW. Just eclipsed the 1,000 follower mark. So thank you very much for all of the support over there as well. Another clue that we were going to see Auxly pull back. In the POW Algo Alerts, we actually had an ultra overbought condition alert that sent out, and this is back on July 7th. So what that is when the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and the daily time frames are all overbought simultaneously, it does the same thing as well for oversold conditions. When the 1, 4 hour, and the daily time frame are all oversold, it sends out an alert, and generally that's a good time to start looking for entries and expecting a big bounce. Overbought generally means that exactly that, it's overbought. We're probably getting a little heated to the upside, and it's more than likely going to see a cool down session. We also had another major red flag. So that was on July 7th, and you can see that was right here, and then 2 days later we peaked. So that was the moment here to start being cautious and start looking for daily consolidation. And the major clue, and this is why we just keep things simple. So you can see here, realistically, we didn't start daily consolidation for 22 trading days in a row. So that was a clear pattern, 22 days of a higher low every single candle. So the longer a pattern goes on, right? If it's just 3 days, well, then we won't expect daily consolidation to be that big of a pullback, right? Consolidation just means we're losing the low of the previous candle. Bounce just means we're breaking the high of the previous candle. So that bounce was taking place, and then we started to consolidate right here on July 10th. So that was the major red flag that you can see right here whenever we lost that key support. Because once we lost the low of July 9th on the 10th, we lost 15 cents, and that broke a 22-day pattern, and we finally started daily consolidation. So even if you just exited there, that would have saved you about 26% of downside. And again, in the POW Group private community, if you're not, looking at charts or technical analysis or in a community that can help you with this, I think you're losing out big time. But as you can see, Thursday, July 10th, I said Auxly pullback has begun. And that's what I love about it as well, because you get these alerts in the POW Algo Alerts, and it tells you that we're ultra overbought. It says, time to be cautious. And then I started looking at the chart, right? You don't even really have to look at the chart until you start getting these alerts. And there's tons of buy signals as well, not just sell signals. So then I started looking at that daily consolidation pattern. I said, hey, that's a clear pattern. If we lose that daily support and start daily consolidation, that's going to break a 22-day pattern. We could easily see a 20 to 30% correction, right? So I said, Auxly pullback has begun. Wouldn't be surprised to see 12 cents to 9 cents hold as strong support for those looking at entries at that level. You can't go wrong there, in my opinion. And again, that wasn't financial advice. I just said that a lot of people were asking, when's a good time to load up? A lot of people are saying, I want to back up the truck. And after they remove the going concern, of course, people want to buy it after the good news hits, but nobody wants to buy it whenever it's at a low price. So whatever it is about the stock market, that's just the way it is. But like I said, wouldn't be surprised, and we should expect a pullback down to around that 12 cent to 9 cent area as a nice floor. And sure enough, we hit 11 cents right smack dab in the middle. And then we started the daily bounce today, closed at the high of the day today. So it's looking really, really good. And we have a massive buy signal. Like I said, we'll bring that up here in just a moment. But you can see we also touched down on daily EMA 26, which is sitting at 11 cents as well. So that's why we use these exponential moving averages, simple moving averages. It helps us determine where we could potentially find some support. And we also found support before we broke out at the 200-day moving average. We came back. This is classical technical analysis 101. You get above it. It was resistance, get above it, come back, test it as support, fake out, continue to hold support, and then we broke out, and again right here as well. Back test, see you later. And now we're looking at another massive buy signal, and the massive buy signal is the 50 weekly moving average and the daily moving, the 200 weekly moving average. On the daily, we had the golden cross, which occurred back here in February. That's when the 50-day and the 200-day moving average cross, and the shorter term, the 50 is below the 200-day and the longer term. Now, when that happens on the weekly time frame, I actually created an alert for this. And if you just go to pursuitofwealthgroup.com, I call it the platinum bull cross or the platinum bear cross. And if you just go here, click on algo, there's actually a video that'll explain it all. But if you scroll down, there's also examples, what it looks like in the POW Group private community in Slack, and then email examples. And here's all of the alerts that have been firing off the last few days. I gave you a little bit of a glimpse into that, but there's alerts that fire, dozens of alerts that can fire off in a day. But I added the Algo Alerts Wiki master list and the Algo asset list as well. So you can see all of the examples, and you can see what every single alert and indicator is with the logic behind it so there's a lot of them. And these are all available to about 100 different stocks, crypto commodities, and they're growing every single day. There's over 25 POW custom indicators. And here's all the asset list. So you can see all of the alerts and then all of the assets that are in that as well. So like I said, we had some buy alerts go off on Auxly, and we're probably going to see the platinum bull cross, which if we just scroll down, or you can just search it, platinum bull cross, logic, 50-week moving average crossed above the 200-week moving average. And that's very close to seeing. So I made sure that the POW Algo Alerts were active on this. So we'll get this massive buy signal once it goes off. It really could go off any week now. I would say the most likely scenario, though, is we see it go off in the next week or two. So for those that are on the POW Algo Alert, keep an eye out for that. If you're not on it, consider checking out our website. There'll be links for this in the description, comment section, as always. But you can just go to pursuitofwealthgroup.com or powgroup.ca. Both will take you there. Or just go to Google and search POW Group. My website should be the first one on the list. But yeah, that massive buy signal is flashing at the moment. We also had a bullish triple thunder crossover that went off. We had a close over the 10-week moving average, the stochastic and the MACD cross bullish on the weekly. So that was a massive buy signal right here at 9 cents, and then we shot up to 17 cents. And like I said, this is probably the biggest buy signal that you can get. Like I said, when this happens on the daily time frame, it's called a golden cross. Well, if it's on the weekly, it's that more rare and that much more bullish. So get ready. I think we're going to see an absolute moonshot here on Auxly over the coming months. And with crypto legislation, we got 3 crypto bills. After that, I think we're going to, into the fall, we'll have that seasonality. I think we're going to start turning a lot of heads, and a lot of people are going to start looking at the MJ sector with rescheduling, probably safer banking sometime, in the fall or early 2026 before the midterms next year. And yeah, we could even see excise tax reform. The budget for the federal budget in Canada comes out in the fall. So like I said, folks, expect some major upside here as we have an extremely bullish indicator flashing, and that's the 50 and the 200 weekly. All right, going in it there. Let me know if you bought the dip. Yeah, a lot of people were asking me when was a good time to add, and like I said 12 to 9 cents. We hit 11 cents, and then here we are, 14.5 cents again, and we closed at the high of the day, looking like it wants more. All right, enjoy the rest of your day, and it's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. We'll catch you on the next video.